At our church in Wendover, we have a cross, a bit higher up than yours is here, at the front of the church. But it's a different cross to this one because we share our premises with the Catholic Church. And their cross has Christ on it. It's a crucifix, as they call it. But a cross can be represented in all sorts of different ways. And we've got a slide that's coming up any moment to demonstrate that. Is it coming? Okay, I'll have to get you to use your imagination then. So this slide had two types of cross on it. One like this one, what you might call a Roman cross, because it's the shape of the cross that the Romans crucified people on. But of course, there are all sorts of other cross designs, aren't there? And the one I want you to imagine is just a straightforward X, the letter X, sometimes known as St. Andrew's cross. Here we go. It's obviously having a slow day today. Don't worry about it. So the St. Andrew's cross, the one that you can just about see on the left there, has all sorts of meanings as well, doesn't it? I don't know if you can cast your mind back to your days at school when your homework got marked. I don't know about you, but I was always keen to get my homework back, and hopefully there weren't too many of these, often in red ink, weren't the teachers used red ink, to put a little cross against something you got wrong. So that's one of the symbols of a cross. And as I say, it highlights where we've got something wrong. Now, of course, we continue to get things wrong in our life. We continue to do things that are not what God would want us to do. But the good news is that the other shape of cross, the cross that Jesus died on, reminds us that because of his death, we can always be forgiven if we're truly sorry. So that's one comparison between the cross on the left and the cross on the right. Another example of the X is, of course, it's used as a symbol of a kiss. Just over 10 days ago, my wife and I celebrated our 49th wedding anniversary. One more year to go before we get to the big one. Haven't quite decided what we're going to do yet, but I guess we'd better put our thinking caps on. And I can always remember the first letter that she sent me. We'd met at Post Office Management College. We'd both joined a graduate program, and we got sent away to this very nice college near Rugby for 8 weeks as part of our training. But we had 2 weeks in the college, and then we went out doing a project. And I'd got to know Elizabeth quite well over that 2 weeks and thought she was a very nice person, and decided I would write to her at where she was going to be on project, which was down in Hereford, and I was in Sussex. So we were quite a long way apart. And she obviously had the same idea, and she wrote to me, and on the bottom of this letter were some X's. So that was very encouraging for someone who was quite shy at the time. And things developed from there, and the next April we were married, and 49 years have whizzed by very quickly. So the cross in that example is a very positive symbol, a kiss, isn't it? But of course, the cross on the other side, the crucifix, reminds us of God's amazing love for each one of us. For God loved the world so much that he sent his only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not die, but have eternal life. So those are just two examples of the different types of cross and how one might relate to the other, and the power of the cross that is now empty, that Jesus died on and rose again.